Greetings, travelers. You probably haven't heard this anywhere else from any other soul yet, but Endwalker has been delayed for 2 weeks. I'd like to take personal responsibility for this one, as I had this recent thought that I didn't need to brainstorm for my next videos simply because Endwalker was coming out and I could just meme on that. So this is why you always learn to set your expectations even lower. I am a functioning adult. Despite my recent career trajectory, I'm not upset about this delay, but I'm also not happy either. So instead, here's a weird compilation of some smaller ideas that I had but didn't want to make them individually into a full 5-minute video. Transition sound effect. Listen up, I'm the tank in this instance, so you know what that means? If you pull a pack of mobs ahead of me, it's all good, bro. Just pull the mobs over to me and I'll take them off your hands. We got this. Hey there, dipshits. I'm the healer, so when I see you standing in multiple AoEs consistently, I'll still try to keep you alive, but look at my MP, man. Can't you help me out a little bit? Holy shit, dude. You've wiped us like 5 times in a row now. You know what I think about that? You're usually more consistent, bro. Is everything alright? Oh, you're a mentor? Transition sound effect. Alright, I've read over all the TOS examples multiple times, so we are allowed to swear, right? Yes, you can swear. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's day. I'm not trying to make this the worst experience that someone's ever had playing an MMO. I just want to know why you fuckers only spam cure in my level 80 dungeons. Look, I know the TOS was vague enough in the past, and it's still technically vague, although these examples that they provided seem fine to me. Now, I'm going to continue to never say a goddamn thing when people do the weirdest shit, because it's not worth mine or anyone's time. I just deal with truly god-awful players the same way that I deal with an unexpected encounter with an old classmate at the grocery store. Just get it over with as soon as possible and pretend it never happened. I saw some shit recently, and all I can say is, I don't want players to police each other, but when a player doesn't use any AoE on big pulls for the whole dungeon, or randomly uses AoE in single target after that, can the game at least pull them aside and say, hey Brody, it looks like you have no idea what to do. Can you please just put in a nanogram of effort? My expectations are still not low enough. Transition sound effect. Since I now have a little bit of a following myself, rather than talking about me, I will instead shout out some other members of the community who don't have as large a following as I do, that I picked at complete random. This way, when their numbers go up, it's clearly a direct result of my efforts, and they will be permanently indebted to me, just like how I am indebted to Asmongold forever now. Anyways, if you haven't heard of Lucy Pyre, oh shit, people are gonna find out that I'm illiterate. You've clearly been living under a rock. They listed me as the only good female Mikote in all of Final Fantasy XIV, which proves that they have poor judgment, and that flattery will get you everywhere. Also, there is... oh, fuck. Look, I've played Persona, and I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kogoeon? Well, I don't need to know that much about their content, other than they made a video about Final Fantasy XIV creators they could beat in a fight, and I noticed that I wasn't on there, which is also very accurate, because I would just curl up on the ground and cry, making everyone feel uncomfortable. Please don't fight me. And last but not least, Spudnick Mach 2, who in addition to making memes has also let me outsource some of my own editing work to them directly. My bad meme segment of this video would have just been a blank screen if not for their help. So I need everyone who watches this video to simply go and subscribe to these creators who will probably eclipse me in subscribers in about 4 months I give it. Then thanks to my previous ulterior motive, it will all backflow to me. I'm thinking like 4 steps ahead, or I'll just regret this in the future. Transition sound effect. Yeah, it's time to talk about some ultra-specific complaints. This one hits me a little too personally. You see, I decided to start grinding out some 3000 skill speed Sam T build by running Hero's Gauntlet, and this is when I made an astute observation. There's a pity system in place for most instances in this game. I mean, think about it. At the top, you have Ultimate, where you get a totem which gives you any weapon that you want. 1 clear equals 1 drop. Savage will give you a drop with at most 8 clears of the most annoying shit. Leveling dungeons will give you a piece of gear for the job that you're currently playing that you don't already have in your inventory for all you dirty little sluts in your Shisui of the Violent Tides gear, but for some fucking reason, 50, 60, 70, 80, and I assume 90 dungeons have no pity to get a piece of gear. There is no upper bound for how much you can run something to get your fashion, and Alliance raids are included in this too. I'm not saying that it's easier to farm ultimates for fashion, but I'm saying exactly that. Another thing that's been smacking me in the face is that you get a book for each run of a Savage raid, but you don't get a guaranteed drop from the normal versions. So here I am, thinking it would be easier to get some glamour from the normal Omega raids, and I didn't get anything for a stupid amount of runs, just so I could obtain the undieable version of the gear. Guess I should have just learned how to farm O12S unsynced. Fashion Fantasy is still the top. Transition sound effect. I have now actually been inside a couple of ultimates. Technically I stepped into all 3. I did beat Living Liquid and pass limit cut, so I remember that there was someone watching my stream like 8 months ago who said they'd pay me money if I could get past Living Liquid. I don't expect them to follow through on that promise, but I didn't completely forget. I also went into the Ultimate Weapon Ultimate where I couldn't get past Garuda. So I'm just saying, by looking at these results with no additional context, Living Liquid is easier than Garuda, clearly. Will I be doing more Ultimate to kill time till Endwalker? Maybe. I have to find people to ruin their lives with jagged dolls or something along those lines. Transition sound effect. I've now added an FAQ to my live stream just to help answer some common questions, but since I know nobody will read it, let's go over it together. What server do I play on? Turtle. How and why all effects? Because I'm not a pussy. I beat fucking DRS with all effects on because I play this game with my eyes closed. Nekopara? Cats are cute. Best Persona girl. Persona 3 female protagonist. Will I make job guides in Endwalker? How else am I going to milk a bunch of YouTube content like the parasite I am? So yes. How old am I? 176 years old. Thanks for watching this filler arc while I go back to brainstorming, although I could always ask my fans for ideas, which I will ignore and say that I'll never do, but then I will make a video about that topic anyways like a good little tsundere. Now let's get out there and blow up the severity of the pity issue in 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 dungeons.